Welcome to the Wiltshire Caravans handover video for this 2025 Elddis Avante 840. Going to start around the back as always. This is still one of our most popular vans. So at the back, highline brake light. So then you've got your light clusters on both sides. So that's indicators, brake lights, running lights, fog lights, reversing lights. You've got down here, you've got your large corner steadies and obviously a place for number plate. So going around to the side, here we come to the most important part for some people. It's the toilet cassette area. Right, so we've got two keys, which is unusual for this year. Well, no, it's not unusual for this year. It's standard for this year. You've got one slightly larger key, that's for the main door. This key will do everything else, all the other lockers outside. So this particular part is for the toilet flush. It's the reservoir for the toilet flush. So water and a bit of pink solution can go in there. Now some people don't use the pink solution because if you use too much and leave it in there too long, it can clog up the impeller, which means the flush won't work and you have to go in and clean it out. I just used an old 2 litre pop bottle, filled it out with water, pour it in, and it's ready. At that point, you'll know when it needs refilling because you'll flush the toilet and nothing will happen. It's not too complicated. Right, so down to the actual toilet cassette. You'll know when it needs emptying because there's a light that comes on in the bathroom. I'll show you where that is a bit later on in the video. But to empty it, lift up this slider there, or handle, and just pull it out towards you. Okay, to pull it out you must make sure that the inside the caravan, the toilet flap is shut. Just to let you know. Right, to empty, oh by the way, you can wheel it along like a bit of a trolley dolly if you're an old man like me and don't want to lift it up anymore. But to empty it, take this lid off, put it somewhere safe. Don't let it fall into the hole where you're about to pour everything else. So literally over the hole, press that button, that'll release any air pressure and that will help everything just clear out. Now you'll want to rinse that out then. Rinse this cassette out, put the lid back on, you'll see why in a minute. Open that flap, open that, there's always a hose pipe near the receptacle, shall we call it. Give it a rinse around. Close that up, close that up. You need the lid on because you're going to give it a swill around. At that point, then remove the lid again, repeat the process. You'll want to put some of the blue or the green fluid in there, the chemical that goes in these cassettes. On the lid itself, there are markings of how much to put in, or measurements I should say, how much to put in. Depends on the fluid that you're using. Read the bottle to make sure you know how much that is. And then just a little splash of water you can do, or if you're only going to wean it, you're going to dilute it fairly quickly anyway. That's the toilet cassette, very standard. Now with this reservoir, this is particularly important for winter, to get all fluids out of this caravan. So underneath, there's just a little black pipe. To empty this reservoir, you need to take that bung out and gravity will do the rest. Now, obviously, I would suggest having a bucket with you, otherwise it's just going to pour all over you. And then my suggestion is to always lock that in case someone has left their lid somewhere where it falls down a hole. Going alongside, around the side, so this is a twin axle caravan. This one's got dual motor, all-wheel drive motor movers on here. That's a separate video that I will send to the owner of this caravan. The wheel nuts are torqued up to 130 Newton meters. There's more information on that on the weight plate, which I'll show you on the other side. This is the battery box. So this is where the battery goes. And this is your electric hookup. This is the isolator for the motor mover. It's actually put there so you cannot activate the motor mover while you're still plugged in. That's a good thing. But that's where the electric hookup goes. So this particular van has got some extras on it, including an outside shower point. Now this outside shower point is cold water only, so I would suggest just for dogs and boots, unless you're an exhibitionist that likes to shower with cold water. This is where the water inlet goes, so you have your aqua roll outside, the pump that goes into there. If you want to follow me around, Danny.
Do I have to?
Yes, like a lost puppy. So as you can see, new gas locker style for this year, shallower, longer, or wider I should say, but shallower. This means there's more room inside, and it also means that people aren't overloading. So you've got area for gas bottles, you've got their electric leads, your hookup, so and all the bits and bobs. You've got this one's got some Alco wheel locks as well, and an Alco jack, and space for 2 gas bottles. But the pump, so this is the end that goes into the water, this is the end that goes into the caravan. It just goes in there like so. Very, very simple. That goes into the water, and this just goes over the hole in the aqua roll, stop any dirt getting in there. And when you're changing your aqua roll, there's a little clip there, so you just clip that in. Happy days. All very, very straightforward. Just a quick demonstration of closing these. So these are, you need to have quite a wide stance really, but don't be too, I'm going to say weak with them, that's not the right way. They do need quite a positive push in. So give it a close, but it's all closed up. So these are running on the Alco chassis. This has got the Alco ATC. That is a chassis sensor basically, that if the caravan starts to go out of shape, the brakes stab on just to stabilize things. It's one of those comforting things when you go over a speed hump that it feels heavier for a couple of seconds. Next, external barbecue point. So if you've got a Cadac or something like that, if you haven't got a Cadac, you can buy one from us. But a couple of meters of pipe, it's got a little Jubilee clip that goes in there. Do not use the gas barbecue in an awning. It's the old flame versus fabric game, not great for the fabric. In here you've just got an access locker under the bench, and you've also got a 230 volt socket there, so you can run that into your awning should you require to do so. Moving further along, freezer and fridge vents, and that is just external access to under the bed. For the bed does lift up, so you can put things in from inside, but you can also go from outside. I was talking about earlier the wheel nut torque. So this is the weight plate. This one has been upgraded to 2 tons. So the maximum plated weight is 2 tons. Massive running order is 1568. However, we do have all-wheel drive motor movers on. That's about 64 kilos taken out of your payload. Also tells you that tyre pressure needs to be 48. So 130 Newton meters for these wheels. If you need to change a wheel and put steel on, the torque setting is 102 Newton meters. Okay, let's go on inside. He says, using the wrong key. I'm easily confused at my age. These do have the split doors as well, so the stable doors, so you can keep things in or out, however, children or beasts, whatever is your whatever you want to keep in or out. Let's go in and have a quick look around. Right, so here we are. The 840, you can see why it's one of our most popular sellers. Long front benches. You've got a nice diner area for sitting around of an evening, playing cards, playing drinking games, doing whatever you want. You've got another fixed bed over there. So what this means is it's a genuine 6-berth. The table goes down to make part of the base, and you've also got some flaps here that come out, which make this a massive double bed as well. Likewise, this turns into a double bed. Oh, I say a double bed, they're enormous beds. So sleeping space is not a problem. And as you can see, cupboard space aplenty. Okay, right. So once you've got onto your pitch and you've perfectly reversed on without using the motor movers, you've plugged your electric in, you want everything to work straight away. This is your control panel up here. You will see a little thing there. This is an added extra. This Caravan has got an alarm on it as well. So this one's an added extra, but it's not standard on the Avante range. But this is your control unit. So master switch. So basically your power on is this one. Okay, I'll turn everything off. There you can see everything off. This comes up. This is your sort of main lights. This is your awning light. These two, one is for, you've got some spotlights up here. That's this one. So the left-hand side opens up, lights up the spots, and the other one lights up the service light, which is outside. So you will have light if you need to change your water barrel at night. So, very simply, while I'm here, if you turn that on and nothing happens, and you know you're plugged into the mains, it will either be the breaker switch on the pole, so outside, or it could be, and follow me just down here, something to do with the PDU, because the PDU, basically, all your fuses and your breakers there. So if, like I say, you don't get any power, check here first. There's also a test on here. So if everything looks all right and you press this button, if that goes down, it means we are getting power in here. So it's worth testing that every now and then. These are just the control boxes for the motor movers. You don't need to do anything with those whatsoever. You'll notice that I've moved some cushions around. That's because I want to show you, again, a very, very important part of caravanning is draining down your water system. Okay, so I always suggest when leaving site, empty out the water. This yellow tap is the drain down. Currently that means there's no water in this caravan at all. Put it in that direction when you want to bring water in. Okay, so in line means the water's coming in. When you're emptying it as well, also open all of your taps. So your kitchen taps, bathroom taps and the shower. Make sure they're open because that would air will come through the system and drain all the water out. Not so important in days like this when it's a very warm, it's been a warm summer so far, or has been recently. But winter time, you do not want any possible frost damage in here because frost damage is not covered under any warranty. But as I said, it's under here, so it's underneath the dinette, hence the looking like I've taken the caravan apart. But that is the drain down and it's very important. It's also very important to remember to close it again when you're going to put any water in here, because otherwise you'll turn your taps on, they go bubble, 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 nothing will happen and you'll curse and shout and etc, etc. Right, continuing on. I suppose, yeah, the kitchen area. Right, so we have got an extra bit of workspace here, which is really handy, very useful. Drawer space galore. Got a cutlery tray here. Sink, draining board, etc. Must warn you about the water, the hot water. It is very hot. What I would suggest is don't ever turn it on to hot, open it up and stick your hand up to check it because it will scald. Always use the mixer part correctly. Otherwise, you could scald yourself quite badly. Cooker. It's got a Thetford cooker. It's got 1 electric hob and 3 gas burners. Very standard. There's your sparker, and that works for the 3 burners. Also for your grill and separate oven. This electric hob can turn on When you've got the lid down, the gas won't activate, but the electric hob might come on if you knock it by accident, or if you've got kids that might play with it. So for safety reasons, not safeties, under here you've got a plug and a switch. So I'm just going to turn the switch off. So basically, can you see that down there? No, hang on, go and let me grab that. Right, so you can just about, there you go. So that switch there will take the plug out completely. Okay. It's all right, Dan, I got it. Don't worry about me. You know, poor old bones. We've also got a couple of gas isolators here. One's for the cooker and one's for the fridge. They're currently open. If you're using propane, you can just use turn everything off at the bottle. Once you've done that at the end of your stay, just fire up one of your gas burners to purge any gas. But also very important, when your electric hob is hot, don't shut the lid. Don't want that shattering. Microwave. It's a microwave. It does microwavey things. It does have a, I think you see the isolators actually underneath the fridge. Let me have a look. I'm not going to bring the camera down there. But yeah, there's an isolator box under there just to turn the microwave off and on. The fridge itself, so full size fridge and freezer. To turn it on, there's your power button there. On it comes. So there, so to change the mode, it's currently on electric. You can put it onto auto. What that will do, as long as your the 13 pin on your towing vehicle is set up correctly, that will maintain a temperature on the fridge. It won't cool it down from the start, but it will maintain a temperature. So that's if you just put it on onto the battery from there. Like I say, the fridge has to be cold, and if you've got it in storage, that won't do you any good whatsoever. However, it will help when you're coming home. So it can go on gas, so if you're off grid, it will fire up on the gas, or just electric. Auto makes absolute sense, because that way you're always going to be in the right place at the right time, so to speak. Right, to change the temperature for the fridge and the freezer, you've got a little thermometer sign there. Just press to wherever you want it to go. I would always suggest 4, because if you put it any higher than that, it freezes things sometimes in the fridge as well. These have all got travel locks on them, which is brilliant. So basically, anyway, there's the freezer and there's your fridge. Nice size fridges and freezer. But the travel locks are perfect, because it just means that when you're driving along, bouncing over British roads, they don't fly open, and your precious cargo of salad or whatever your precious cargo might be won't go everywhere. Right, so that's pretty much the kitchen done. Let's go. Bed's a bed, cupboard's cupboards. Not a lot I can say about that. But oh yeah, this does lift up, by the way. Thanks for the reminder, Dan. This lifts up. You've got plenty of space under there. They've got some separate other cushions that make up the dinette here, and this particular one has got the day cover set with it. To the bathroom, and when you're my age, you do that quite a lot. So coming into the bathroom. Right, full size shower, nice size bathroom. Said at the beginning of the video about the toilet when it needs emptying. There is where the light comes on when it needs emptying. There's your flush. You might have heard that, hopefully. Right, so I was saying about opening or keeping the flap closed. So when it's open, obviously everything's just going to fall straight into the cassette. But to take the cassette out, this must be closed. So that's open, that's closed. So that's, yeah, the bathroom. Okay, while we're here, this roof light here, to open it, you just need to twist and pull it back. You can put it wherever you like, whatever angle you want it. But when you close it, make sure these lugs are inside. I'll state it now. I don't want to state the obvious, but make sure whenever you're traveling that your skylights are all down. Talking of skylights, we've got two posh ones in here. So this one, this is Elddis called the Star View. And it's got a little bit of a knack to it to get it to work, because if you just push it up and down, it doesn't do anything, it won't stop. However, I don't know if you'll hear the click, but if you listen carefully, there's a click there, then you go to it. And again, another click, there you are. Then to drop it down, we should have had these open all the time down, it's so hot in here. Again, make sure you close these down properly. You don't want to be going down the motorway at 55, 60 miles an hour and then your roof's jumping up and down. Blinds, so yeah, blinds everywhere. Got fly screens and blackout blinds. Now with the blackout blinds and fly screens, make sure you hold on to them while they're retracting. You don't want them to spring back and go do anything silly. These have got fly screens, blackout blinds there. This has got just a blackout blind because that window doesn't open. There you go. Expertly done by Dan. So anyone who wants instructions on how to put your blinds in, yeah, no, sorry. These, I've got just a blackout blind, but again, be aware about springing back on these, particularly when I've done that. See what I mean? They're a little bit fiddly. This is called an omnivent. Basically, it's a fan. To open it up, twist that up, it does go quite high, and then with patience, power on. Be gentle with them, because if you start just prodding, it doesn't like it very much. So that will extract air. So if you're cooking, it's an idea to use that. Obviously there is a window next to your oven, whatever, and cooker. Or go to the pub, go to a restaurant. And this will bring air back in. And that's actually quite nice. In fact, the video ends now because I'm not going anywhere. It's not strictly true, I will. But as I said before, always close your roof lights down when travelling. That is pretty much it for this Elddis Avante 840, the 2025 version. If you've got any questions, please feel free to give us a call on 01373 752 100, option 1. You can email sales@wiltshirecaravans.co.uk. We're on Facebook, TikTok. Look at some of the TikTok videos that Kaylee does. They're really very funny. We're on Instagram. This is probably on YouTube, so we're on YouTube as well. We very much like it if you do enjoy these videos or find them useful, to like the videos and subscribe to our channel if you don't already. We particularly love it if you come down to see us. We're on 36 Headquarters Road on the West Wilts Trading Estate in Westbury. Postcode is BA14, no it's not, that's mine again, BA134JR. I wouldn't mind a pound for every time I've got that wrong. But yeah, any questions, feel free to give us a call. We are dealers for Elddis, Buccaneer and Explore. We've also got the Wild Axe brand of motorhomes and the Explore motorhomes. So if there's anything that floats your boat, have a look at our website, wiltshirecaravans.co.uk. But again, any questions, give us a call. Thanks for your time. Bye-bye. See you next time.